I don't blame you. Come talk to me about your bees.
All right, well, how you like the way I got them set up?
It's gorgeous. I can tell you guys just the difference. If you see or watch Starkey Farmstead and then you see my dad's channel, his hibiscus is obviously alive and mine is beyond dead. It's just really cool to me that we only live 25 minutes apart, yet my temperatures are much more drastic on my farm than his here. This is beautiful though. Love the flower beds.
Oh, yeah. My bees, they staying inside today. It's kind of cold. And I come out here yesterday and pulled the little doors open. They running the drones out. It's the time of the year they push the drones out the nest.
All right, so what are the drones? Explain that.
The males, they push them out of the nest. See, like right there? Come on out. He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. They pushed all the drones out, and there was dead bees all. Get out the way. Go back. Move. There was dead bees laying all the front of them. I took and raked them off.
So explain that. If somebody is just getting into bees and they don't understand what is going on, why would they push the males out?
Well, why feed them over the winter? They don't work. All the males do is like twice a day. They'll fly around, mate with the queens, come back and eat. That's all they do. They don't gather honey. They don't do anything but breed the queens. That's it. So at the end of the year, they're gone. I mean, there's no, during the winter, there's no drones in those nests.
So it's all females.
All female, the queen, well, she's female too. But what they'll do is, when it starts warming up next January, March, whenever, they'll start making drone cells.
And she'll lay male
She'll
eggs.
hatch the males. And then the males will fly out and the virgin queens are flying. She'll mate. A virgin queen will mate sometimes 10, 15, 20 times. Then she'll come back, and that's it, never again.
Wow.
And I mean, she lays thousands of eggs. But
so the males are basically worthless. Just go ahead and admit it.
Oh, I heard that. But no, they kind of sticking close to the nest. They on my Japanese plum tree over there every once in a while. It's starting to come out.
Now, I know that you raise honey because honey is good for you and it's a great way for a supplement to sugar. But how do you feel about the push for people to save honeybees and not save native bees?
It's not right. Honeybees are good. But I mean, and their honey's good. And they've been cultivated so many thousands of years and bred to get more honey. Your native bees, they make honey too, some of them do, but it's in small amounts. But there's plants like your blueberries. They can collect pollen off blueberries and maybe do a little pollinating on a blueberry. But to pollinate your blueberries, you've got to have the wild bees to really do a good job. The
black bees and the tiny parasitic bees.
Yeah, well, now I'm not a scientist, but I've read on this. They said the black bees that go to your blueberry bush, get inside the blossom and start vibrating. And they hit a certain frequency, then the pollen starts falling.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. And now honeybees, they can't do that. They can get the pollen, but they can't vibrate to make it release more.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I mean, without your black bees, and man, it just tickles me to death. People say, kill your black bees, set up these traps, kill them.
The wood bees, you're talking about like carpenter bees and stuff.
Even those, I don't kill those.
I don't either.
They also pollinate plants.
Yeah, they really do.
Look, I mean, all you got to do is just go out there and build a nest. I got them hanging all around the fences. And they'll go in there and lay their little eggs. Next year they'll have more. But they don't bother my house. You don't see them bothering anything here.
Nah, we were just by your nest.
Even my fence, they don't bother anything.
Now, I will say at the house, they do get up in my porches. But it's not so many that you can't allow it.
No, they'll use the same hole.
Yeah, they will. They go back in the same hole
When we were
every year.
kids, if they had an old shotgun house or something that didn't have the bee holes in it, there was something wrong.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. Anyway, I try to keep track. I had a lady tell me the other day, your videos make your yard look a lot bigger.
Oh, I thought you were going to spray it again. It
No.
makes noise.
Make your yard looks a lot bigger on your videos. And I said, no. It's just the way I have it set up is a raised bed. And I had another one that commented, your yard looks good. But I would have guessed. How'd she say that?
Oh, I read that one. You should add more stuff to your yard.
Yeah, you ought to add more gardening. My answer to that was,
You need to slow down sometime.
I have raised beds that's prepped, ready to go. Anytime I want them, anytime I need to use them, I got them. They're just not in use. Now, I did plant in that bed right there around me. There's the flowers.
The hibiscus?
Hibiscus. I planted about a dozen of them in there with the intention of, if they root, pass them out to their neighbors. Now
They don't do well in the winter.
I know.
So we might want to pull those up.
I just stuck the seeds in the ground.
Oh, seeds. Okay.
Yeah.
Walk over here. I got a question about asparagus. Now, my asparagus plant is looking like yours. It's very green. Looks like it's still growing. Is there anything I need to do to prep that for winter? Because I've already put all my ginger and my turmeric plants to sleep in the soil. Should I cut this or leave it just like this and let the winter kill it?
I usually leave it alone. This is a bad crop this year. There was no water. I even watered it. I mean, look at my fig tree. I mean, come on.
The fact that you still have leaves, all my leaves are off of mine.
Now, what I did here, I cut it off. I cut the big limbs off down here, and I rooted them for next year. Look at your potato. That's a potato.
My fig. Oh my God, that's good.
Anyway, if you look at my asparagus didn't do good. In fact, but it's still, and usually it's loaded with red berries, and I leave it alone because the birds come to the berries.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the birds, you need them.
I didn't get red berries on mine this year either. So my question is, do I need to trim it back, the asparagus plant, or just leave it like it is right now?
I don't know. Now, when it gets to be looking like this, I always cut it. But as long as it's green, I just leave it alone.
Yeah, mine's doing the same thing. I've got 1 or 2 pieces that are yellow, and the rest is green. I didn't know what to do with it.
Now, it's about time for me to get in here and trim my blackberries back. Because they're looking bad. I need to trim them.
So that's a good question. My blackberry bush went insane at my house on my trellis like this.
Mm-hmm.
So show me where I would need to cut my blackberry bushes back.
You need to take the old vines that bear, like this vine right here.
No, mine's brand new. It didn't bear anything this year.
But take this year's vine and clip them off. You got little shoots coming out?
I mean, I haven't gotten that close, but I'm sure I do.
The way to prune a blackberry is cut this year's canes out and leave the ones coming up. Keep 1 or 2 good shoots down there. And that's the one's going to bear this year. These won't bear again.
Okay, so they'll never bear again.
No, the old shoots, last year's shoots won't bear.
So cut them out. Okay,
them
so what Daddy's saying is you would follow this, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
This one that bared back, all the way to where it came, and cut that completely out. Yeah. Throw it out because it's not going to bear again next year.
Now, here's the trick. Well, I cut that one down. But you see this? This root come in underneath and come up through the bottom of my bed. Now, don't ask me. I got drain holes in there for sure. So it come up through one of the drain holes. Now, this bush will bear next year. That's all new shoots.
Okay.
There was a couple of them growing up out here.
Oh, yeah, they are very good. Blackberries are.
And
about tunneling under the ground.
They sprout out of the ground under here.
They sure
So
are.
if I keep them pruned and watered, they make beautiful blackberries. I mean, big berries, big black sweet berries. Now my ginger, it's about time to harvest that.
Oh, wait, now I told you I had a first-year ginger crop.
Look at that.
I see that. What is that?
It's a shoot. That's a shoot. You can trim that rascal off and chop it up and ball it. Makes you good tea. Ooh, smell it? Smell that ginger?
Yeah. Okay, so let me show you what I did at mine. You see how yours is pulling off? So I cut all this off, put it down, and bedded over the top of it on my ginger, and I didn't harvest anything this year because I didn't have enough to harvest. I want it to stay in the ground and get bigger for next year.
Now, you remember the ginger you got out of this last year?
Yes.
Okay. I took that ginger, and you remember how much y'all kept? and how much we got rid of and made tea out of and all. Every bit of the ginger you see, including those three over yonder, was what was left over. Look at that, right there. See that? Look. See that ginger?
Yep, I see it. Oh, wow. Yeah, mine's not at this stage yet. I do need a piece of ginger, though. I mean, if you want to harvest a little slice for me.
I'm going to harvest some of it. I reckon we can start on this one.
Why can't I get that?
Oh, you want your
Oh,
pretty
come
one.
on, bee.
That bee ain't going to bother you. Look at here.
Oh,
Look.
that's beautiful. Now, you know I brought you back that ginger from Maui, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
And I got
definitely
it
plant
set out,
that.
and I hope.
It's
I don't
going to
know.
take...
I got it in the house in the window facing. I hope it goes. That's beautiful.
That is
I
beautiful.
wonder if I can get that out of there without tearing everything up.
I think you can. Look at that. You didn't mess anything up and barely took any. Look, you can see,
Oh,
guys.
my
Look,
goodness.
last year's,
That's the seed right there.
this year's.
All right, what I'm going to do is this.
Put your seed back,
I'm
huh?
going to put the old mama seed right back in there.
I'm such a brat.
Oh,
I'm
look.
so taking that home.
Tell me it won't grow. Look.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Well, because you know, I did a video on bird flu, right? With chickens. And this is what people don't understand. You do not have to kill your flock of chickens if they have bird flu. You need to boil ginger up in water and pour that in their watering troughs, okay? And then you need to dice up what you boiled, chop it up fine, fine, fine. Mix it in with their food and feed it to them. Ginger actually fights the bird flu.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Like, it will cure your bird of the bird flu. You don't need to kill your birds if they test positive for bird flu. You need to treat them with ginger. Good Lord.
Look at that.
Okay, again, show them. There's your starting root.
There's the old mama right there.
Yep, and then there's the baby.
And she's got new shoots coming out.
Yeah, so you keep her. And that's what I'm doing, guys. That's why I did not harvest ginger this year, because I wanted a mother root. And then I
It's
wanted...
nice to do a couple of these too, because the old
Come on,
mama
B.
might not come back. You understand? Oh, I broke. I didn't.
Well, plant that one back and then give me this.
I didn't mean to break that.
Yeah, because I'll make a ginger tea, ginger and hibiscus.
I've got plenty of hibiscus if you need it.
Yeah, I do, because all I've got left is seeds. It's been so much colder at my house.
All right. Let's go pick some hibiscus.
Let's go pick some hibiscus, you guys. So this is how you do it, people. You don't have to put a ton of stuff in your yard, but if you'll work one or two small backyard gardeners together. So my dad, even though we live 20-25 minutes apart by car, our climates are so different. Like, I get way, way hotter, way colder. I get more rain at certain times of the year than him. And so that difference in climate allows me to come and harvest at my dad's when mine has already died out due to winter cold. My dad can still grow certain things that I can't grow at Starkey Farmstead. But then I have more space than my mom and dad. So there are certain crops that I grow that I know that they particularly like that, A, they don't feel like growing this year, or it's not growing as well here, or it needs, say, more sunlight. Because one thing is the way my dad's yard is set up, sometimes he gets, you know, more shade during the day. My garden's in the sun 24 hours a day. So,
Notice my bees, where they're sitting. The sun comes up right there.
yeah,
And in wintertime, it comes up low.
yeah.
All right? And that sun goes right under here and hits the front of them highs.
That's right. So you got to know, and I've talked to a few people about when they're setting up their gardens or their homesteads, know how the sun rotates around your property all year long. You need to be very aware of that.
Pay attention.
Well, yeah, because we had to totally abandon our rabbitry this year because we put it about 8 feet too far to the left, and well,
No sun.
too much sun.
Too much sun.
So next year we're converting that to a chicken coop this year, and we're gonna move the rabbits to the other side of the yard. It happens. Our bad. We put a permanent building in the wrong place. Ooh, shopping at Pawpaw Sammy's today. Well, thank you guys for coming to hang out with Pawpaw Sammy and Samantha from Starkey Farmstead. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
There's a story behind that. Like a solid type, fat lighter, pine, kindling. That's a solid log right there. And I'm gonna tell you something. I guarantee you. Look.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
Where'd you get that?
I'd rather not say that on tape.
Well, we have an illegally gotten piece of lighter knot.
No, I found it. I found it laying in water. And I got two big guys, to help me load it in my truck, and I brought it home. We were deer hunting. And they were collecting it. And I found it. And I said, I want that one. So it's been buried in that mud for months. I figured I'd get it out, clean it up. And I might take my pressure washer on it, get it good and clean, and mount it in the front in one of them flower beds, standing up.
Yeah, it's pretty. It looks like a wine cork.
See if I can get it out under the fence. It hadn't been moved in over 3 or 4. It's been here 3 or 4 years. Just laying in the mud. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Why don't we wait to do that?
See? Stand it up like that and pressure wash it. That won't look too bad, would it?
That's beautiful. I'd stand it the other way.
Upside down?
Point down. I don't know. I just think it's a really cool piece of wood.
I tell you what. You remember the guy that did the grading on the yard after the tree fell?
Yes.
You know, what was his name?
I have no idea, but I know who you're talking about.
He saw it. He makes bows out of that. Beautiful.
But that's lighter knot. It's not cypress.
No, it's a lighter knot. But when he cuts it, it's so pretty. And he smooths out the bows and he seals them.
Oh, okay.
And he sells them. And he wanted that. And I said, no. I hauled that thing a couple of 300 or 400 miles. I am not getting rid of it.